Hello everyone. Waterman is one of the brands I admire. I have had my eye on a Waterman Karen for a while now. However, I decided to start with one of their lower level fountain pens and see whether it might be a good choice or not, especially for beginners. So today I want to present my thoughts on this fountain pen. Is it worth it? Let's see. Before I dive in, let me just tell you that I am blown away by the fact that I have reached this huge milestone, 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I want to thank you for your presence, not to mention your many comments. To those who haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Let's grow together and learn from each other. Have questions? Ask them. Do you want to suggest something? All comments are welcome. Okay, enough of this. Let's get down to business and see what this pen is capable of. First and foremost, the box. So we have a simple presentation box with the classic Waterman logo, nothing special, yet it maintains a certain elegance, a pretty clean presentation. Definitely the kind of pen you could give as a gift at first glance, maybe to someone who is just starting out in the world of fountain pens. So inside we have the pen and also a cartridge. This is inside the pen now. As you see, nothing special, it serves its purpose. And inside we have an international warranty. The pen has a 2-year warranty, which is nice. And as I said, the pen came with the standard long cartridge, so it can be used right away. And I am sure there is also a converter available, but given that it might be targeted at beginners, the cartridge option is just fine and quite convenient. So this is our pen, made from stainless steel with a uniform appearance, a minimalist design. Has a very simple look, does not stand out. There are no design elements that draw attention, aside from the brand name here and the famous W on the cap. I like the clean modern look and how this pen feels immediately like it belongs to a higher price range. I like its balance, and I think this is not a typical budget pen. It has a professional appearance with smooth lines, very well balanced, and the fact that it is not overly decorative is intentional, as this pen leans toward a refined minimalist aesthetic. Quiet but confident. This is how I would describe it. Let's check out the cap. Also made from stainless steel, matches the overall design of the pen. Around the base of the cap we have a palladium coated band featuring the brand name. This adds a subtle contrast and gives it a classy look. The clip is very interesting. We have a signature split clip which runs down the front, slightly curved and sturdy. It looks great and it is definitely functional, not very rigid. And the famous W from the Waterman logo is present on the clip, a small but iconic detail which gives the cap a more refined high-end feel. The finial is pretty simple. We have this black ring for added contrast, and this is a snap cap with a very satisfying clip. I should have said a very satisfying click, sorry, not clip. I was thinking about the clip. And yes, the cap can be posted. It stays on very securely. However, as with many other pens, when you post your cap, you have some back weight which might influence your writing. Once again, with caps posted or not, this is a matter of personal preference and how it feels best for you. Okay, how about the barrel? Follows the same clean, streamlined design, which matches the cap, giving the pen a cohesive, professional look. Naturally, also made from stainless steel, feels solid, slightly weighty in the hand. The shape gently tapers toward the end, which helps with balance during writing. No decorations, no heavy branding. This is a minimal design, a refined look. This pen seems to focus on durability and comfort with a polished, understated aesthetic. This is the grip section, black, made from plastic, adding a nice contrast to the rest of the pen. Smooth, gently tapered towards the nib. Offers a simple but efficient transition from the barrel to the nib. A bit on the thin side, but it does offer a comfortable writing experience. Does not feel slippery at all, even with longer writing sessions. I am not sure, however, if you are prone to sweaty hands, whether it would be the same for you. For me, it is not an issue. I like the clean, minimalist look of the grip, and yes, it is comfortable enough for everyday writing. Let me show you once again from up close. Really nice grip. The nib is made from stainless steel, has a clean polished finish that reflects light nicely. It features their logo, adding a subtle touch of branding and refinement. A classic medium-sized nib with a slightly firm feel. I think is designed more for control and consistency rather than softness or flexibility. I was not too impressed with it. I rather like, for example, the Schmidt nib from my Scrivener feels buttery smooth and seems better in more than one way. This feels, however, like a nib which offers durability and performance. A bit too firm for my taste, but I think it is the kind that it is great to start with, as you do not have to worry too much about ruining it or how your handwriting feels. Overall, it is a good nib capable, I think, of a medium performance. As for the balance, the pen feels solid and nice in the hand. Thanks to its metal construction, it has a more premium, substantial presence compared to lightweight plastic pens. The weight is well distributed, offering a sense of control and stability while writing. With the cap posted, as I said, you have a bit of back weight, but overall it has a nice balance, comfortable enough for regular use. In terms of ink filling, the pen uses cartridges, as I have already said. You can choose either the Waterman ink cartridges or the standard ones, long or short, does not matter. The good news is that you are not locked into one specific refill type. One mentioned, the Waterman cartridges are of excellent quality and they have a lot of great color options available. Alternatively, you can use a converter. Naturally, with a converter you can use bottled ink, which opens up a huge range of colors and is more effective long term. Let's see the size of our pen. We have a medium size, 13 centimeters and a half, with the cap on. This is a standard comfortable size for daily writing and also easy pocket carrying. Without the cap, 12 centimeters and a bit. And let's see its weight. Keep in mind that I have a cartridge inside and it has a bit of ink. Okay, managed to open it, that's a good sign. So almost 32 grams with the cap on. $23 grams and a bit with the cartridge on and without the cap. This is a mid-range in my opinion, noticeable but not heavy in the hand. Feels more solid than entry-level plastic pens, but is still light enough for longer writing sessions without fatigue. Naturally, without the cap it is lighter. Posted, we have a bit of back weight, but overall a very great or good balance for everyday writing. Let's see how it compares with other pens as well. Because I mentioned the Scrivener, this would be the first comparison. It is actually a bit smaller than the Scrivener fountain pen. Let's see it next to an S-Vine. This is the V200 Rainbow. Definitely smaller and on the thinner side. This is the Montblanc Maria Callas, which is actually even smaller. Then this Waterman, and next to my Diplomat Elox. So once again we have a pen that is in the mid-range in my opinion, and definitely with a slimmer profile, which makes it perfect for carrying around and is also a great choice for beginners. Okay, so this is the Waterman. I hope it focuses because then I'll be very upset. Impression. So we have a medium nib. As I said, this nib is nothing special, but it's perfect for everyday writing. Does its job without any issues. Does not skip, no flow issues, no problems whatsoever. Definitely on the firmer side. It has a bit of feedback, which offers a very connected writing feel. Does not feel slippery. The ink flow is steady, well regulated. No blotting, no skipping. Of course, we do not expect it to be a flex nib or a luxury level buttery writer. I only made the comparison with the Scrivener because I feel it is important, as they are in a similar price range and yet they are so different in terms of what they offer. So when thinking about choosing a fountain pen, you have to decide what kind of writing experience do you want. Do you want a nib that has this bit of feedback that offers a very connected writing feel? Or do you prefer these buttery, slippery nibs like the Scrivener, the Schmidt nib from the Scrivener? My opinion, this Waterman is perfect for everyday writing, for beginners, those who prefer practicality over flair. And because we like to find out more about each fountain pen, how about a short list of pros and cons? Of course, the minimalist design. I looked at the camera to make sure it focuses and missed the line. Okay. For me, this is a pro because I like pens that have this premium feel, even though they don't cost as much as luxury pens. Build quality, because it has no issues in terms of quality, in terms of materials, in terms of how it feels in the hand. It is well balanced. Compatible with standard cartridges. This is a very important feature because I hate when I have to buy specific cartridges for a fountain pen. Okay, and last but not least, has a reliable nib. Not a great one, not a luxury one, but it is reliable and you can use this pen for everyday note-taking, journaling, maybe as a student to take notes. I really feel it is a great choice for entry levels, for beginners. And of course we can find some cons. We can always find them. Might be heavy, but don't expect a heaviness that is really heavy. So it is slightly heavy, especially if you prefer lighter pens like the plastic ones. I have to add here the firm nib, not as a con per se, but maybe you love those nibs that have a bit of flexibility, which offer an expressive line variation. This nib, as I said, does not offer any of these things. It offers a firm writing experience, a bit of feedback. It makes you feel connected to the page. Not sure about the grip section, I will have to mention. So I added the slippery grip. I was about to write slippery nib, just to mention that if you are prone to sweaty hands, then maybe you might find this plastic grip a bit not that comfortable, a bit slippery, especially during longer writing sessions. You have to consider this as well. Of course, this is not as smooth overall as higher end fountain pens. But we have to consider the budget as well. It depends on what you are looking for. When posted, we have this back weight to consider. So this is our pen. Let's talk a bit about the price as well. At the moment, it is around 40 euros on Amazon. You can find it, depending on the retailer, up to 65 euros on price. Occasionally, they have discounts on it, especially on Amazon, so you might add it to your cart and check it from time to time. For me, it sits clearly in the mid-range fountain pen segment, not cheap, but also far from luxury pricing. The question, as always, is it worth it? I think yes, if you are a beginner and you are looking for a reliable everyday fountain pen. I like the premium metal feel, the professional look, and the fact that it is a simple, low maintenance writer, especially good for note-taking. Maybe not a good choice if you expect an ultra smooth luxury writing. If you prefer nibs that are softer or more flexible, and of course if you also prefer lightweight pens. This has a bit of heft and it might take a bit of getting used to. My final opinion, it's worth it because you have a great design, great build quality, a reliable writer, especially for a great price. Not a wow writing experience, it's more of a solid, stylish workhorse with Waterman branding and consistency. And that's it for today. This is my review of the Waterman Impression. Overall, as I said, a solid everyday writer with a clean, professional look and that classic Waterman feel. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next review. Also, drop a comment below. What's your favorite Waterman pen, or what should I test next? Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, wherever you are in the world, keep your pens inked.